Hey there, fellow coders. It's me, the Web3 Idiot. Welcome to our new series on the hash map, specifically hash maps in JavaScript. It's going to be a fun little mini series giving you a brief introduction to hash maps. In our first episode, we're going to start off by talking about different methods you can use, how to create a hash map, and using methods to, manipulate the data inside of a hash map. And then in the following episodes of the series, we'll take on increasingly difficult questions. This is going to be similar to our series on JavaScript arrays, which you can go ahead and check out on my channel. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into the world of hash maps. Okay, so what is a hash map? A hash map is pretty much an object. The idea is that we have a key, and that key has a value associated to it. We can do key 2, and that would have a value 2, and a key 3, and a value 3. So basically, what this is it allows you to have an O of 1 search time for a specific value, because we know exactly what we are looking for. It's pretty much like knowing the exact index in an array, but in this case, we know the exact location of a key. In JavaScript, there is a special way to create a map. You can do it this way, where you just create an object, where you can say, let map equal, boom. That's all you got to do. And then you can say map at A is equal to 5, etc., etc., etc. So actually, let's come over here on this side and type this out. So we can do it the old-fashioned way. So let map equal in just an empty object. And then over here, we can say map at, what can we say? Map at, let's go with David. And we can say map at David is equal to 25. Good, so now 25. Now if I go over here and I say map, and I type in David, David, beneath it you'll see this number here, 25. We can also console this out. We can go console.log, and we say map at David, and we will get the number 25. So that's pretty awesome. So that is one way of making a map, but there is a new way of making maps with JavaScript, and that is like this. So let, and say new map, and over here, similar to a set, you can say new map, and boom. Over here, we can say a new map, and yeah, so that creates our object, and then we have some special methods we can call on it to, update it. So instead of just saying new map at David, we cannot do this anymore. You have to say new map.set, and over here you will write David, and then you'll say 25. And that is how we set or update our values inside of our map. So instead of using the brackets, you have to use this method here called set. I can also check if there is a value called David with this method here called has. So we can say new map.has, and I will write David. And what are we expecting? We are expecting true. Very good. Same thing, I can do it with someone else. I can say Mark. If I say that, Mark does not exist in this new map object. But I can go ahead and add Mark. I can go new map.set, and I can say Mark, and I'll give Mark a value of 33. Why not? So now David exists and Mark exists. So I can say new map.has, and I'll check for Mark. And yes, Mark does exist. All right, so we have that. Next up, we have this thing called size. So what is this? So we can say let new map equal new map. I'll say new map dot set, and I'll say Jacob, and I'll write 24. Why not? Okay, I'll write new map dot set, and I'll write, let's go with Chris, and we'll give Chris a value of 25. And we'll do one more. We'll do new map dot set, and we'll say Sam. Sam will be a value of 38. So we can use this method here to figure out how many key value pairs are inside of this map. If you can take a look here, this shows you how many key value pairs, but if we want to return that number there, what do we have to do? Is say new map dot size, and we have to just do that. New map dot size is not a function, but it is a function if we say, whoops, if we say console.log new map dot size, and we get 3. So we do not need, it is not a function, we just say dot size because we're not passing anything inside. So we have new map dot size, that gives us 3. That means there are 3 key value pairs. All right, next up we have this method called get. What does get do? Let's say I want to know how many apples Chris has, and in here Chris has 25 apples. So I can say new map dot get, and I want to see how many apples Chris has, and I will get the number 25. So I have to get the value associated with this key. What happens if I pass it a name that does not exist? Well, let's find out. I want to look for Mark, and I get undefined because Mark is not defined. It is not a defined key value pair in here, so you get undefined. You do not get 0, you just get undefined. Let's say I want to get rid of Sam. What can I do here? I can use this method here called delete. So we can say new map dot delete, and what do I want to delete? I want to delete the key of Sam. So boom, delete Sam. Sam is gone. So if I do console.log, I say new map, I should receive just Jacob and Chris, and Sam is gone. Let's say I want to get rid of everyone, but I do not want to take the time writing out every single name. What do? I say new map dot clear, and we clear it out. So I can say console.log new map, and oh, sorry, we actually need to put brackets on that. I always forget to do that. I'm so sorry. So let's go ahead and remake it again. New map equals new map, and we'll say new map dot set, and we'll go Jacob has 25 apples. New map dot set, and we'll say Mark has 28 apples. And then so this is what our current map is, and then over here I can say new map dot clear is a function. Boom, and what do we get? Console.log, I say new map, and we should get a map with 0 key and value pairs. All right, so let's go ahead and reset. We're going to move on to our iterators. What exactly does that mean? So first up, we have entries. That means our key and value pairs. Next up, we have keys. Those are just the keys. And our next one is values. So let's go ahead and say let new map equal new map. Make sure you capitalize map in this situation. And let's go ahead and say new map dot set. We'll go with tank. And tank will be 9 years old. Good dog. We'll say new map dot set. We'll say Luke. Luke, let's say is 10 years old. Good dog. And we'll say new map dot set. And we'll say Barney. Barry? No. Okay, let's go Barry. Why not? And we'll say Barry is 6 years old. These are all good dogs, great boys. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Let's say I want to be able to iterate through these key and value pairs together. What I want to do is we'll make it constant. We'll say, we'll call it in constant, and our values will be entries equal new map dot entries. Ba-bam. And let's see, let's go ahead and do console.log, and we can say entries dot next, and then we can say value. Oh, and we get tank. That is our first one. And if we call the same thing, console.log, and we say entries dot next, we're moving ahead again, and value, what do we get? We get Luke, the second dog. And if I call this one more time, console.log, entries.next.value, what do we get? We get Barry, the last dog. Very cool, very cool. All right, let's reset. So that is a way of getting all the key value pairs. And you can use this, I guess, with a loop to loop through everything. Our next one, you can do it exactly the same way. So we can say let new map equal new map. And new map dot set. We'll go with Mark. Again, we'll give him a value of 3. New map dot set. We'll go with Keenan. Why not? Keenan will have a value of 4. And we have these 2 key value pairs. Let's say I just want to get the names. Maybe I just want to get a list of names of who is inside of this map. That's when we use this here, keys. So pretty much the same thing, constant. We can call it keys, we can call it monkeys, we can call it bananas, we can call it shoes, whatever you want to do. But ideally, you want to be as descriptive as possible. So I'll call it names. And I'll say constant names equals new map. And we'll go keys. And oh no, new map dot keys. So what happens here? It is an iterator. So I can say console.log. I can say names dot next dot value. And what are we expecting to get? Do you expect to get Mark or Keenan? Let's find out. We get our first name, Mark. Now, if I copy this and paste it down again, we're calling the next again. So are we expecting Mark or Keenan? We are expecting Keenan. Very good, very good. And you can do it for the same way with the values. So I can say const, and I'll say apples. So number of apples each one of these people have. Say new map, which is the one that we have, and we are taking our values. So we can do console.log, and I want to see what is the first value that we have. So we can say apples.next and .value. And what do we get? We get 3. That is our first value that we have. And if I call it again, we will get our second value, which will be 4 right here. So that is pretty cool. So those are different ways of doing it. And then finally, I'm going to show you how to integrate it with a for loop. Let's reset that. Let's try and get a real world situation. So let's see, let's call it a frequency map. So I can say let frequency equal new map. And let's say I want to see how many times let's say how many times a person drinks a beverage. So I can say frequency, whoopsies, frequency dot set, and I'll say cola, and I'll say 5 times a week. Frequency dot set, and I can say water, and I'll say 7 days a week. And we'll do one more. Frequency dot set, and what are we going to do? We will say juice. Why not? And I'll have juice 2 times a week. And that will be our frequency map of how many times a day I drink cola. So what exactly can we do? We can make a for loop. And actually, let me go ahead and reset this. We'll do it over here. I'm sorry, I'll do it again. So I can say new let frequency equal new map. And inside here, we'll pass it nothing yet. And then over here, we'll say frequency dot set, and we'll say cola. We'll make it a bit healthier. We'll say 1 time a week. Frequency dot set. We'll do water, and we'll say 7 days a week. Frequency dot set, and we'll do, why not, beer. And we'll say I drink beer 1 day a week. And basically, what we want to do is we can do a for loop for this. So I can say for let I equal, but we're not doing I, we're doing let key value of frequency. And what are we going to do? We're going to say console.log and backtick. We're going to say Jacob drinks, and over here we'll do $, and we'll say cola, or we'll do key, and then we'll say value, a key, and then over here drinks cola, and then here we'll do value, a week. Days, we'll do days. So I'm going to go through each one of these, and I'll say Jacob drinks key value days a week. And if I run it, what do we get? Jacob drinks cola 1 days a week. Jacob drinks water 7 days a week. Jacob drinks beer 1 day a week. So that is pretty cool. If I don't deconstruct it, I can just I can call it pair. I can say, put pair here, pair. So console log, Jacob drinks pair, so this will show us what the difference is. Yeah, so it is just the key value pair that gets printed off. Yeah, so there you go. That is a basic introduction to hash maps. They're really cool. They let you keep track of frequency. And yeah, you can break down the key and value much easier with a JavaScript hash map instead of just an object. So stick around next week. We'll be diving deeper into some questions. Have a great one. Leave comments, questions, whatever you want to know below.